You're listening to Mark of the Maker. Hey everybody, I'm Mark Steiner and you're listening to Mark of the Maker. This is episode 125 of the show, and this will be, I think, kind of a fun one. I'm 100% chance I'm going to laugh a bunch of times. So, but that's not uncommon because my friends are here with me. So we have Mr. Sean Kendrick.
Hey, hey.
We have Mr. Tom Cryan.
Hey, guys.
We have Mr. Michael Birch.
Ho, ho.
We're going to actually start this in an unusual way. We've started the show with read-ins from people and stuff from Show Floor and a bunch of different stuff. This time is special. This is something that was penned up by Mr. Michael Birch, and Sean is going to read it for us because he's got the sexiest voice in radio.
"'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a giant mouse. The Paladin 33 bags were hung by the chimney with care, in the hopes that old St. Bob T would soon be there. The Patreons were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of new Mark of the Maker episodes danced in their heads. And Mama in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled down on a bed of Arizona custom knife mats. When out on the lawn there rose such a clatter, I grabbed my MP5 to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew looking for turmoil, tore open the shutters and flipped down the thermals. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave the thermals a nice predator-like glow, when what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. With a driver wearing a knife shirt, it was easy to see that I knew in a moment it must be St. Bob T. More rapid than eagles, his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now D2, now 3V, now 154 and Talonite, on S30V, on 1095, on Magna Cut and Stellite. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now slash away, slash away, slash away all. So up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with the sleigh full of knives and Bob T too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I took off my gear and was turning around, down the chimney Bob T came with a bound. He was a jolly man with a smile you could trust, and his clothes were all tarnished with loads of grinding dust. A bundle of blades he had flung on his back, and he looked like a lucky show winner just opening his pack. His eyes how they twinkled, his dimples how merry, his cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His eyes let you know he wasn't just some delivery boy, as the bag on his back was filled with still joy. A blade with micarta he held tight in his hand, with a clean satin look a Finnish elves could only sand. It had clean lines with a thumb ramp on the spine, and I knew if I was good that knife could surely be mine. With the wink of an eye he placed it under the tree, and I laughed with excitement and a tad bit of glee. He spoke not a word, but went straight back to work, and filled all the bags, then turned with a jerk. His phone had rang, it turned out to be Sue's, and this my sign to return to my snooze. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim ere he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good knife."
Well done.
Oh, well done on your part, man. I just read the shit. You did the hard part.
This is a solid golf clap territory.
Oh, yeah.
That was awesome. Well done all around, all around. What a wonderful way to kick off the last episode of Season 7.
Very merry.
Yeah, very merry.
Festive.
And the knife makers will understand the Arizona custom knife mat.
That was awesome.
Yeah, there's a few Easter eggs in there, I think, scattered around. So we need to say thank you to our friends on Patreon. Thanks for all your support. Our friends at GiantMouse.com, Giant Mouse Knives. You guys have been sticking with us for quite a while here, so we really appreciate you. The folks at Paladin 33, Josh has came on board this year, so we appreciate you, man. And Arizona Custom Knives with a bounty. They're probably going to come up in this conversation tonight at some point or another. 100% chance.
Oh, yeah.
Something from their site's going to get talked about. They have such a huge list of stuff. Use code Mark of the Maker ! All lowercase for free shipping in Arizona. So thanks all for your support through the year.
Yeah. Thank you all so much.
All right. So we're going to do a wrap up first of 2024. It's been a interesting year, putting it diplomatically.
A weird year for sure.
Yeah, weird in many ways, right? Economy stuff has seems to fairly clearly have had some impacts on what's going on in the knife world. There's been some changes happening and new folks getting out of the game and other stuff, but we're all hanging in, right?
One of the scariest things was what kind of popped up in my feed yesterday and today.
Yeah, go on.
With Crucible.
Right.
We depend on them for a lot of our steels. And of course, you know, not going to fearmonger. If there's a void, it will get filled by someone else. But
for the kids at home that haven't seen that, Tom, why don't you give a nickel version of what that is?
Basically, Crucible gave notice to their employees that I think it's 90 days that they may be closing doors for good.
At one of the sites.
Yeah, I don't think it's all their sites, but so yeah, that's kind of scary. Because we at least I do. I use a lot of Crucible's steel, not exclusively, but 3V, CPM M4, some of these different steels that are ones that they make. The S30, S35, S30, S45BN, S90V, all those. So yeah, kind of interesting. But yeah, it has definitely been a year to survive, to get through. And I think all three of us have been blessed. So yeah.
We endeavor to persevere.
There you go.
Right.
Yeah, that was a strange one. For as large as the knife industry has gotten, that was very, interesting to see. Heartbreaking for those working and stuff, but I didn't quite understand why or how. But I'm sure there's a shitload of stuff that I don't know, not privy to.
Oh, yeah. Well, man, this is maybe the third time I've seen Crucible go through something like this in the time I've been in the community.
Yeah, it's definitely not the first for sure. But yeah, this year it's been kind of like we saw like the rapid growth continue. And then when it hit the economy kind of stalling out, things changed pretty quickly. Things slowed down real fast.
Yeah, that's, I think, impacted lots of industries, right? My company did some stuff here recently as well. I think as much as we talk about, and we talked about this with Laren last time he was on, I don't think Crucible's only business is knife steel, right?
Correct.
Oh, no.
I think it's a very small slice of Crucible's stuff. So, while there's, knife stuff, I'm sure is a factor, but it's not the only thing by any stretch, I don't think, that they make.
No.
A WARN notice, just so you know, because this actually affected stuff at my work too. A WARN notice, WARN, stands for Worker Adjustment and Retraining Notification.
Oh, wow.
Act of 1988. So it's a labor law that says if you have more than 100 people that are going to be impacted by layoffs or dismissals or whatever, you have to provide notification 60 calendar days in advance. So you can't just show up by surprise and let folks go if it's over a certain number of people. And I think that actually changes a little bit by state. Like there are state rules and there are federal rules. I think there are some differences there, at least based on some conversations I had a little while back. But yeah, we hate to hear that about folks at Crucible. But yeah, sign of the times.
Yeah, it really is.
I think one of the positive things, at least for me and for I think probably all three of us that are making knives, we're small enough we can be agile and kind of change as needed, right? Like if this isn't selling, we do this. And I think that's helped. And also, for the three of us, we didn't start yesterday, right? So we've got pretty strong followings. And I think that, that really makes a difference right now. And I appreciate all you guys who follow me, and same with Michael and Sean, I'm sure, but
Oh, God, yeah.
that's how we that's how we make it,
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, and everything counts, it's like the little merch things, little stuff like that, it all helps, keep the business going. And we appreciate when you guys support that sort of stuff. Yeah, Mark, you might be right. My voice is getting kind of weird.
Yeah, it's a little rough over there.
A little rough.
A little rough.
I think another
Need
thing.
some tea.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think another thing I saw as far as like this year was it continued to be a lot of shows, and I think, I see customers having to pick which shows they're going to, and it's almost gotten overwhelming how many there are. But I don't know if that'll continue or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
almost, in my opinion.
You can see show fatigue. You can and there's shows that'll happen. You're like, I didn't even realize that was going on this week, sort of stuff. And and how do you miss a whole show? As far as like knowing about it or whatever, it's kind of tough. And with like notifications and I don't know. I think a lot of customers are in a million different groups. They don't see everything. They don't catch half the stuff. It's become harder to even keep track of your makers that you enjoy and stuff like that. So
yeah, with the shadow banning, it seems like a lot of people, unless you actually stop in and check in the group, you're not getting notifications.
Yeah, I don't know how any of that stuff works, but I know it's like sometimes I'll not see something for a couple days or whatever. I don't know if that's me, that's them, that's the algorithm, or
right.
Little Zucky. I have no idea.
Yeah, well, we've talked about that whole fragmentation thing of social media based knife stuff, right? Where you're following makers, not like a central location, right? Like a forum like USN or Blade Forums or whatever, right? And on USN, right, there was a thread every year. Old Big Wave Dave, Mr. David Moon, would have a thread where he gathered information about knife shows. And when folks had a local knife show or a regional show, he would add it to this big list, and you could go and look and see where the knife shows were for the year. I think if someone did that today, given the number of shows, it'd be pretty damn long. Right?
Yeah.
It would be kind of crazy.
Yeah. And when Dave stopped doing that, Tom Mayo started working on it, and I was helping out and keeping this list. But it was, over the course of a year, including very, very small regional show stuff, smaller than the shows we're talking about, right, or less focused on this kind of gear. It was still only 25 shows or total for the year, right? And that included little regional stuff. So
have you guys lined out what shows you're doing next year?
Yeah, I think I got just a few, nothing crazy.
I'm actually picking up one. I'm going to try Blade Show West.
Yeah.
Where's that at now?
Salt Lake.
Salt Lake, okay. I knew they moved it, but I couldn't remember if it was still there or...
Yeah, so our first show we're going to do is Blade, Texas, then Blade, Atlanta, and then I think it's Blade West, and then we'll do Kicks again. So, and that's just the ones that are on the calendar right now.
Blade Show, Tom.
Oh, and I am planning on doing Billy's show. I'm going on the record right now.
What?
Whoa.
I'm actually not going to sell at it, but I'll be there. I just want to go to hang out.
Brown bag.
What's that?
What's that?
No, I mean,
Somebody say something?
Can you brown bag a free show? But yeah, Billy said I can do whatever I want, and I think I just want to relax and hang out.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll bring some stuff for the day before. He's wanting me to do that. I don't really care either way, honestly. I just want to see.
You just made my decision more difficult.
What's that?
I've been conflicted over whether to do. I'm going to do one show, and I don't know if I want to do Billy's again or if I want to give the show Jason puts on a try.
Yeah.
Because it's close enough to Stout.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I've had a conflict every single time, and I may do that. also.
Dude, it
so
looks like a stupid good time. The venue looks really cool.
Yeah.
it is really cool. I've got some friends that have been going. You know, Keith Curry lives like right there also,
Yeah.
and he says it's awesome. So, and I mean,
No,
how can it
everybody
not
I've
be?
talked to said it's fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
And
it usually falls on my anniversary or something crazy. It's never worked out for me to go either.
I've had something every single year that like family stuff that I could not miss. So I have wanted to go right up until my wife informed me that I had something that would keep me there from going.
They call that a schedule adjustment, Tom.
Yeah, well, I get them often, but it's okay.
And when Tom says family, he means the train that you hear in the background.
Oh, did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
So we had a Christmas train come through here maybe last week.
Oh, you do the Polar Express thing there?
You know, it's like came from Kansas City and it was headed to Texas or something.
What?
Yeah, it's all lit up and music playing as it goes by. And
Wow.
apparently it was going to come by here, and I didn't tell Zach, but Zach went outside and saw it and didn't tell me. And I was like, dude, really?
Gee whiz.
But my cousin took a video. It was pretty cool.
You could have dressed up like the Grinch. I know you got that outfit.
Right.
I do have a
Yeah.
Grinch outfit. It's pretty awesome.
Zach was probably standing out there. He probably made himself a thing in the shop that's like one of those mailbag catcher poles that they used to use. Grabbing some candy from the Christmas train. Very fun. All right. So we talked a little bit about shows. We talked about wild stuff happening with the market moving around a little bit. We've all seen that. Anything else in 2024 you guys want to talk about?
I like the knife that Sean made based off the Alpha. That was pretty cool.
Well,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That blade was awesome. There was a lot of blade for that handle too.
I was happy with how much I was able to cram in there.
And then Michael's been making crazy builds all year long.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Pretty awesome.
That's why I've only made like, I don't know how many, not many knives.
Yeah, but the ones you've made are amazing.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, they're very, very good. Very good. How would you describe 2024 for you, Michael, aside from slow?
It was slow. We packed in a lot of family stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe way too much. But I don't know. Is there such a thing?
Yeah, right.
No,
exactly.
you can't pack in too much family.
But I felt like I kind of stepped away from social media some. I don't know. When I was doing knife stuff, I was just kind of head down, working on tiny little parts. It's always tiny parts, it seems like. And then doing family stuff, either little vacations or little school things or whatever. We just got up and adventured a lot. And I'd do it again.
Yeah.
Probably will.
No, good call. You made the right call. You did a little social media break a couple times too. That's smart. We all should do that every once in a while.
Yeah, sometimes I'm not so good. I'm like, wait a minute, I just finished the knives. I got to sell them. Shit. So then I got to hop back on.
Yeah.
But I'll probably do it again. But I also think, going back to like the algorithm stuff, I think that's also what may help Tom's stuff is, his every day, doing it. That's got to be pushing people, working that algorithm for him. And I think that's probably a very smart, decision of him to do, like everyday sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Thanks. I've been trying to get Ben to do a daily post, but it's kind of hard. I mean, you gotta definitely think about it.
Right.
Yeah, I'm very, I don't know. I think I'm going to do that. And then by the time I get out here, I'm already thinking about what I needed to do or was going to do or whatever, or like, that no one's going to give a shit about that. You know what I mean? It's I get in my own head and then just carry on.
Yeah, I was telling Ben, I was like, man, it creeps up on you fast. I've probably been doing this for at least a year. And he's like, a year? He's like, no, I don't think so. I don't know how long I've been doing it, but it's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Well, the good thing that it does, I think, maybe the best thing that it does, and I know this is by intent, is it keeps people's attention, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
that's really hard to do in this zero attention span world that we're in, right? Where social media is like bing, 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 flashing stuff at people and grabbing somebody's attention like, oh, there's Tom's post for today. Or, oh, you know what? I forgot to check for Tom's post today. What 80s hair band is he listening to today, right? Or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever your part of that is that you like, right? Or what mug is he using today, right? That's cool. And there 100% are people who will go find that every day. And that's very powerful. It's very smart.
Yeah. And I think it's good that you're always working on something different. I mean, like, your day to day is like, this is what I'm working on today, which is different than yesterday. For me, it's like, here's this piece I'm still sanding. From
It hasn't felt very different for the last month and a half or so, but yeah.
But it's
been
something.
working on the
It's like,
signature series.
yeah, different process today, or, you know,
Right.
here's a different stack. It's like, here's the same knife.
It's so crazy because I'll take a picture of what I'm working on, and people, I don't even know if they look at what I'm working on. It's like they blow up and look in the far corners of the pictures to find whatever contraband they can find, you know?
Yeah. I want to know what kind of fucking power arms you are hiding, holding up a cup of coffee or fucking, you know what I mean?
Yep. The Where's Waldo of Tom's daily work picture.
I need to get a little elf.
Yeah, there you go.
Ooh. The one you can do yearly.
Yeah.
Like they used to make that thing that was like a little funky newsletter that you would get at the diner when you go in there, right? And it had little articles and ads and stuff. And then somewhere buried, there was a little teeny character drawn in the thing.
Yeah.
What was his name? With the nose, long nose?
I guess I don't, that's about the extent of what I remember, but that was around even when Riley was little, because we would go to a little local place to get breakfast, and she and I would go every weekend, grab breakfast together. And when she was young, have some daddy-daughter time. And that was always her favorite thing. She's like, oh, yeah, we got to get that.
I can't wait to see the crying on the Stein.
Oh, shit.
Birch is in a wickedly rhyming mood today.
I have to find me some little Lego guy or something.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
A Lego minifigure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Get one with like a chain gun or something.
You can make your own. I think there's
yeah.
websites that will like customize them for you.
Oh, hell, that's cool.
Yeah.
I got to get a Baldwin.
Right.
I think that's probably the easiest for them to do.
It's a little round
one less
cap and
piece.
pops on top. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
You're probably right. All right. Any other 2024 business?
Nah. On to 2025.
Yeah, I'm okay with this year to kind of slip away.
Fade out.
And yeah, I know that's
Remember in
kind of cliche. People be like, I'm ready for the new year, new me. But I don't know.
Remember in Cannonball Run where he reaches up and he rips the rear view mirror off and he throws it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's kind of how I feel about 2024.
a little bit, yeah. But I had a lot of fun. It just
Yeah, it's
wasn't
been a good year.
a lot of it wasn't knife stuff. It was kind of a weird knife year, but I had a lot of fun with my family.
Yeah. Yeah. We had first grandbaby this year and did a little traveling and saw some friends we hadn't seen in a while and went on a little adventure. So, like you said, good year in lots of ways, but not a weird year in some other ways. So,
Not money wise. It made me real poor.
yeah.
But, you know, here's a 25, which will be here real soon.
Another year we can be poor.
Yep. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You got any final parting shots at 2024, Sean?
Get fucked.
Yeah,
I was hoping
this checks out. Yeah, sounds about right. All right. So, in addition to a little look back with one particular finger pointing backwards, what we're gonna do a little picks thing. People love picks episodes, and so
Do they?
Some people claim to love picks episodes. Let's just say it that way. It's the most accurate way to say it. Some people claim to love picks episodes. We love picks episodes because we get to
just
go
pulled.
virtual.
We pulled
show.
us.
Yeah. Susie Sergiola, she loves the picks episodes, she said.
Okay.
So we have at least one listener who loves the picks episodes.
Awesome.
So she's got her Google fingers going right about now. I know as soon as I said picks, she's got her Google fingers going. So all y'all pull over, stop the car. Don't do it while you're driving.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go through some picks. So I think whose idea was holiday picks? Was that Michael too?
Yeah, I think
know.
it was.
I think we just said it was time or something. Probably Sean.
We haven't done one in a while.
No, I think it was you, bud.
All right. You want to explain what we're doing, Michael? Or you want me to read it?
I mean, we do it. We've done it the last 3 years. We kind of pick a knife for an acquaintance. That's a $50 type of, nothing too crazy. If they break it, lose it, whatever. A knife for a good friend, which is all in theory because that's $500. And we all know that shit ain't happening.
$500. I
It's
misunderstood
$250,
the
bro.
assignment.
Is it 500?
It's $250.
Oh, shit.
We knew someone cheated, but he just cheated right out of the gate and he made the fucking rules.
I double
know.
cheated. Okay,
Sorry.
well then,
You
My
got
picks
better.
are-
I guess you got better friends than we
Yeah,
do.
Birch has better friends than us. That's a
I
fact.
guess
all
it's
good.
$250 or something.
Cheap ass.
Cheap ass son of a bitch. And then of course we have our unlimited, which is we say it's for someone else, but we really just look around for a knife we want for ourselves.
Let's be real. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the
What do you
other
mean, a
thing
knife?
is,
This is a new twist for 2024.
yeah, and this came about because Tom and I were talking about vices, in our little internal knife group stuff, talking.
Not like personal vices, like
Yeah.
knife maker vices.
Yeah. Knife shop tools, which we get talked about a lot.
Maybe
and
both.
he-
Go ahead.
Yeah. He had a little one that he was talking about, and he ended up sending it to me. And he sent it in a little, what you call a mini toolbox. Like, I guess
Cobalt.
Lowe's
From
makes them,
Lowe's.
Harbor Freight makes them. It's basically a toolbox that's just really, really small and really cute. But it was filled with all kinds of little knickknacks and had that little vise in it. And it had the cant twist that, like a baby cant clips. Oh, God, it's so cute.
Shh.
But
Don't
but,
keep on my. I may have used some of those things, but yeah.
oh yeah. So anyway, but the point is, like, I thought that was it was such a cool thing. Like, I legit sat there like it was Christmas morning and went through and looked at the shit and then set it up on my desk and was, pretty excited about it. And I thought it'd be cool. Like, what would we send to another maker if you packed one? And then we had a limit of, what was it?
$2,000.
$5 million. New CNC.
$500.
500.
I think the mini toolbox is a trend. I think that's a trending item.
It is, because I was legitimately just talking to my wife about it. Like the day before, I was like how people were collecting them, and then that came in the mail. I was like, Tom must have got one. I didn't realize that it was actually in there too, and I was like, I fell for it. I was like, this is cool as shit.
I keep it. I keep one next to the CNC, and it's got like my calipers and mics and all that kind of stuff in it. Ruler on
Yeah.
top, all that jazz.
And I don't know, maybe because it came from a friend, maybe it wouldn't be as cool if it was. But I mean, maybe that's a part of it too. They're like, oh, it's just something cool.
Yeah,
I don't know.
they're fun.
I dig it.
Nice. Is there a little mini bottom roller box available?
That's what I have.
What?
There's a top stackable one.
Oh.
And it has a top that lifts up,
Yeah.
So yeah, there's another one that goes on top.
Oh, he's got a bottom box.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I did
so does
not
Sean.
even know that was a thing. Well, there you go. There you go. The mini toolbox. I thought,
Yeah.
like, if you stacked it and set it on the floor, right, it's like the right height for a 3-year-old.
It's only about 8 inches tall, 10 inches.
Yeah.
It's not
Came
very
with
big.
Came with a crying sticker on the side. I peeled it right
Ugh.
off.
Well, acetone
Razor blade.
took the adhesive off. You're good.
Yeah.
Too funny.
So yeah, we kind of added that to the back end because I thought it'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Funny story on my part. I just found out on Monday Tom had put tools in every drawer of the one he sent me.
Oh, you didn't open
Oh.
Dude. That's funny.
I took it out. Well, I was just so blown away. I was like, this is so fucking cool. Look at this tiny little topper box. This is great. And I was like, Rachel, look at this. This is like a topper box for an elf. This is awesome. I'm going to fill it up with carbide. And I took it out to the shop.
You got the same stuff as Birch did. Exactly the same.
I took it out to the shop and I was like, wow, this guy's kind of heavy. And then a couple of days later, I opened the drawers to start filling. And I was like, holy shit, there's stuff in all these drawers.
Yeah.
So it was like the gift that kept on giving.
Yeah.
Well played.
Tom got you guys exactly the same. He's like your grandmother. All the grandkids gets exactly the same thing, just to keep it fair.
Yeah, I don't want you kids fighting about that stuff.
I'm still working on yours, Mark. It's a little different.
I expected. See, I thought Tom. He's a clever man. I figured he'd be clever enough that was like one drawer is cool shit, another drawer is like white elephant stuff, like some dull drill bits or a busted carbide end mill, or right. I thought that would be funnier, but I like it. We did a white elephant thing at work, and one of the things that one of the people put in there was like they went in their bill drawer or junk drawer, you know, where all your gift cards are that you've never used.
Mm-hmm.
And there were like 3 or 4 gift cards in there and a coupon that was like a printed coupon from the gas station that was like, come back on Tuesday, April 2nd, 2004 for a free cup of coffee. Just present this coupon. And the gift cards that were in there like had handwritten on them in Sharpie, $2.74 for Outback Steakhouse. Like shit like that.
Just what's left.
Yeah, whatever was left. Yeah, just like spare change gift cards. I thought that was pretty hilarious.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That is pretty good.
I liked it. All right,
Yeah.
$50 casual pick, $250 good friend pick, or $500 if you're Michael. Sky's the limit pick, and then mini toolbox pick.
Don't forget, we had to enact the Victorinox rule.
Oh,
We love Swiss Army Knife. We've said it before. We are a Swiss Army Knife positive podcast. But if we don't enact the rule, every pick will be Swiss Army Knife.
yeah.
And I am planning on giving Swiss Army knives for Christmas this year again.
Because they're awesome.
Tom needs to mention this just out of protest against the Swiss Army knife rule.
No, they're awesome. I'm just agreeing with Michael, but yeah, we'd all have at least one in our pick, it seems like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tom's just making sure the Swiss Army knife people, if they happen to listen, are clear on his alliance.
Yeah, we're fans. We would like sponsorship.
Yeah.
We're not opposed to that.
Swiss Army sponsorship.
Put my money in a Swiss bank account.
That's right. We're going to go through this order. I'm going to go first, then Sean, then Tom, and then Michael. Because Michael came up with the episode, so he gets to pick last. $50 pick. You want me to start?
Let's do it.
Okay, $50 pick for a casual kind of person. And they don't have to be knives. We should say that, right? You could have other stuff too. So, or at least I did. I went with a flashlight. You know why? Because knife people are, or EDC people are filthy gateways into the flashlight world.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, every dad should have a bright-ass flashlight in his pocket. I think it's a thing. So I just sent the link. This is a little Olight flashlight. The S1R Baton 2.
Okay.
And this is actually a really cool little flashlight because it's tiny. It's got a side button, which makes it really easy to use, not a tail button. It's quite bright. I have an Olight that I really like, and it has this magnetic charger thing that just like snaps on the tail and plugs into a USB connector. So like you could plug it into your phone charger or whatever. And this thing just pops onto the bottom of the light and boom, you're charging. I like that.
I think I've seen these.
It's pretty cool technology. They actually have weapon lights that do that too. So you can just,
So you don't have
they're
to unhook it.
rechargeable and
Yeah.
stick that same little charger on.
Yep. This thing has a magnetic base, which is kind of popular in flashlight world, right? It's kind of nice. You could like stick it onto the hood of your car if you're working on your car or whatever. The little push button on the side for the modes has color coding to tell you how much power it has left, which I think is very
nice.
clever. one of the other things I really like is it's got this, I don't know, what would you call that? Like double twist back kind of clip. So you can clip it in your pocket with the lens up or the lens down, or because it has a lens up clip position, you could clip it onto your baseball cap when you're working on something, which I've absolutely done before. And yeah, it's very cool.
I will say, in a knife shop, the magnet isn't your friend.
Sometimes can be a problem, yeah.
But
Gets a little fuzzy.
they do, man. They get real fast.
Like fucking Wooly Willy, man.
Yeah.
So it does go down to how many levels? One,
Three,
is it?
3 levels plus a moon. No, it looks like 4 plus a moonlight plus a strobe.
Okay.
Does that come with a battery pack too?
It has a battery built in because it's rechargeable basically. So it's like a 16350 that's inside there or something. It's a little short battery.
Interesting.
But it looks like it has a battery pack with it, no?
That battery pack in the picture is like a separately purchasable product, which is basically a battery bank like you use for your phone.
Yeah, that's what it really looked like.
Yeah. It doesn't come with that.
Okay.
But it does have a lithium ion rechargeable that comes with it and never has to leave the light because all you got to do is stick the little.
It's actually really nice, and the fact that it's all sealed up too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great pick.
I think it's handy and it's right on the money for the price.
Well played. That means you can
There's
cheat
little chance that I won't be adding this to my Amazon.
There you go.
I'm alady here.
Dude, I'm already marking it. I'll be back.
Yep.
God damn it.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I usually enjoy your flashlight picks. I'm not really into that. Like, I've kind of stayed away from that market, that whatever, but I generally just wait for you to tell me what's cool and then I buy it.
I don't really follow flashlights either, but every once in a while something catches my eye and I'm like, oh, I like that.
Yeah, that tiny ray something. That,
Oh gosh.
I think was
Those are
last year's pick,
Rovivon?
maybe.
Rovivon, the little teeny weeny guy.
Yeah.
No, it was no. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it's called, but it's still on my keychain. Love that thing.
Yeah, it's a Rovivon. I like the one that I think it was the year before. It's like you press on it and it gets brighter
Oh yeah.
or less bright. That one's.
I sent you one of those a long time ago, Birch. A little teeny tiny guy that like you twist it and it's got that our listeners might remember it's got this little, they call it quantum tunneling or something. It's got like a little
I think it's bright as shit.
a little tiny pad inside that is conductive, and the more you squeeze the pad, the brighter the light gets. So it's like an infinitely variable twisty flashlight.
Yeah, it's got the tritiums on the side. I got it in my hand right now.
Yep. That guy's awesome. And when you open that up, that battery is so tiny.
Yeah, battery stuff's gotten pretty wild these days.
Yeah. Yeah. That one's more like in a pinch light.
Mm-hmm.
But it's good on a keychain because you don't really know you have a flashlight with you. Sometimes flashlights are a little chonky in your pocket.
They got relegated to knife locks.
You know, if you go to that Amazon page that I sent, there's a little Olight called an Olight I Mini 2 in the products customers also bought or somewhere a little further down. And it's like, if you look at that, check out what that has. The keychain piece, it magnetic snaps into this keychain piece. The keychain piece is a USB charger. That's what those 2 gold lines are on there.
Huh.
So you like put it on your keys and it, magnetically sticks on your keys. When you need to use it, you just pull it out of that little tail section and use it. And then when you need to charge, you just snake that end tab off your keys, plug it into a laptop or phone charger, and bam, you're in business.
I'm pretty safe because none of my kids or family listen to this, but that's going in stockings this year. That one is cool.
With the little USB thing.
The iMini 2.
iMini 2.
It's $15.
Yeah, right.
I know. I was like, yes, cool.
Perfect stocking stuffer.
Everybody's getting one of these.
Swiss Army knife and a wee flashlight.
Oh,
What? You can only
Harper
buy
loves
one?
flashlights.
Yes.
The maximum you can buy is one.
Right.
What about every color?
Yeah.
Sorry, apparently nobody's getting that for.
I think you could buy it from them direct too. I think if you go to the Olight flashlight website, you're probably not limited, but who knows?
Yeah.
Looks like only one stocking's getting filled, and it is mine.
Yep. Pretty much.
Yeah. All right. So that's my $50 pick. I debated about it. Do I do a knife? And I'm like, no, I can find something else that's useful that knife people like, that you could actually get a decent one for $50. Because while the $50 knife price point's gotten quite reasonable in modern days, I don't know. I use my little keychain flashlight. It seems like all the damn time.
Everybody needs a flashlight.
Yeah. All right. Sean, you're up for a $50 casual gift.
All right. I chose the Kershaw Strata XL frame lock.
Ooh, I looked at
And
this.
this is a big ass pocket knife with a 5.4 inch blade.
Fuck yes.
Dude, when I saw it, I was like, dude, that's a fucking modern Navajo.
Yeah,
and sure enough,
that's
that's kind of how
exactly
they
what I
market it.
Yeah.
And dude, it's just a good looking knife. And it's a whole lot of pocket knife. Jeez.
12
almost a
overall.
5.5 inch blade.
Yeah. 12 overall, 5.5 blade. That's
Lord.
That's a lot of D2, baby.
6.6 inches handle length. Damn. It's got a deep carry clip that might still bottom out in your pocket.
Yeah.
That's
There's
fantastic.
a slightly smaller one with I think it's a little over a 4 inch blade, but it's the same price. So
Yeah. What kind of quitter would want the slightly smaller one?
And dude, the thing is, if you're giving this to a non-knife person, they're still going to be blown away. Like, God damn, look at the size of this pocket sword this
They're
guy
gonna-
gave me.
Lose their shit when they see that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And yeah, like Tom said, dude, it's got D2. D2, 5.5 inches basically of D2 for $50.
And you tell the guy that needs to wear it clipped on the outside.
Of course. Or it'll be illegal.
Right. Right. Yeah. I saw this when I was poking around. Sean probably did what I did and went and said, pocket knives, sort by price.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
On Blade HQ. It's perfect.
That is exactly what I did.
Yep.
And then you can pick your steels, all sorts of stuff.
We're very predictable.
Uh-huh. And there's like 200 pages of it.
I know. That's the funniest part.
So crazy. So many good things. That's a thing.
Yeah.
Golden
Yeah.
age, man. Golden age.
Nice.
This thing's cool because it's got like the little copper accent is cool. Like it's a lock bar over travel stop, and it's single sided, right? So it's like it looks like a fancy hidden pivot thing
Yeah.
Mhm.
from the show side. That's neat.
It kind of reminds me of that homemade sheep herder knife video I sent
Oh
today.
yeah. Yeah. I gotta say that lock side is like 30% Jerry McGinnis, 30% GTC kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Kind of is.
Yeah.
I think it's just some standoffs, floaty little standoffs in the back there.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Maybe in copper.
Oh, yeah.
Accent that.
Yeah.
Well, they couldn't afford a mile of copper to run between the two.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cool piece. Good pick, Sean.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Definitely like that one.
But whatever that lock side looks like closed to open, you can not miss the heritage of this knife.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
All right, Tom, what about you? What you got?
All right. So
Oh, I'm buckling up right now. Take the strap.
I've got a few but this one is the one that I picked. I've got a couple friends that I think would actually like this, and I like Spyderco's, and it's not a fancy steel or anything, but I really like this design. I think they could do this design and do it well with a higher end steel.
Yeah.
it's kind of an old school feel. It's not too big, so most people are not going to freak out. But yeah, it's the Spyderco Ambitious Lightweight. And it's like an old school Spyderco with the FRN handles. And I really like the shape of it.
Yeah. You know,
Dude,
I think that's a really excellent pick, Tom.
That son of a biscuit.
Is it the same one you picked?
I have a couple more, but yeah, that was my first pick.
Wow.
That's
Same reason.
Sorry.
I was like, one, it's a Spyderco. You know, everyone needs to get a Spyderco at some point. Two, it's a liner lock, so you get kind of a more familiar with like the other knives out there. And it's $47. Like, hey, can't lose.
You
Right.
can put the clip on like all four sides or 4 inch,
Yeah.
right? I mean, it's like you can carry
Yeah,
this
it's
thing
pretty
however
cool.
you want.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, in my head, for some reason, this is always a non-knife person that I'm giving this to, and I don't know why.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same. And this is not this would be a super handy knife for anyone. It's not overly big or scary. And yeah, that's why I kind of went with it.
It's like a dwarf Endura.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of.
That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah.
It looks really comfortable though. That
does.
handle is very ergonomic to me. Sorry, Michael.
Well, you know what?
I know you got a great backup though.
I'll go with my second pick, and it's my second pick because I'm not 100% sure if we picked this last year.
No.
And it's actually only $26. So I
What?
mix up for some other stuff. It's the Sierra KT Symmetry,
Okay.
the Richard Rogers front flipper knife.
Oh, we picked some Richard Rogers last year, but it's okay.
Yeah, I don't know if it was this one or not.
I
But
don't know.
I dug that it's slim. It's very non-aggressive. Fit about anywhere. I don't know. I think it'd be a cool knife to give to someone, and it's $26.
$26 is so cheap.
Yeah.
I don't even know
Is
how
it-
that's possible.
Is it the greatest deal? No, but they're never gonna notice that. So double
No.
detent, so no lock. They have to worry about. They can just pop it open back and forth.
Plus, you know, with the number of people that just like to fiddle with shit, this kind of knife is perfect, right?
Mm-hmm.
Front flip it open with your finger, with your thumb, playing around. They end up cutting themselves and calling you and cussing you out. It's
But it's also-
a wonderful gift.
A good looking knife.
It
It's
is.
got some bluing on it. It's, I don't know. It's a good gateway drug knife, I think.
It's designed by friend of the show, Richard Rogers. This is
Yeah.
mailbox money for Richard. Everybody loves that.
Buy 2 or 3, everyone.
Yeah,
It is really refined and gentlemanly looking.
totally.
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect no less from Mr. Rogers.
And am I the only one who's catching kind of a traditional Tonto vibe coming off of that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. Just make sure it's not me.
Little tapery handle. Yep,
Mhm.
yep.
Yeah.
No, I'm feeling that loud and clear.
You know what? It was my first pick all along.
What?
Oh,
Ah. All right. I have a backup pick. I was going to pick this. This actually was the very first thing that came to mind when I had a $50 category. You know why? Because when I bought this, it was $50. But is it $50? No. It's $37.50. Thank you, Amazon.com, for dropping your freaking prices. I think I can actually get them to give some of that back. But anyway, here is something super cool. Wait, no, that's not the right one. I'm sending these guys the same exact thing I sent.
very similar to your first pick.
Yeah. Olight, huh?
Wow, that's a backup, eh?
Snazzy.
Okay, so I may have mentioned this in a recent episode. This, our friend, Mr. Justin Black from Spycraft 101.
Oh, that's
I think maybe I mentioned this episode and said it was worth a listen, but Justin's got his own books. If you want to buy a book, you should go buy Justin's books. But I have Justin's books. So he had a guest on that is the author, this author that wrote the book, Peter Merlin. And it's a book called Dreamland, The Secret History of Area 51. And I think most knife people would actually really, really enjoy this. The episode of Spycraft 101 was fascinating. So go listen to that. It's very, very good.
Ooh, I like it. Lots of pictures.
Tons of pictures. And Tom, 560 pages.
Holy crap.
700 images.
It's only like $37. That's a great price for that kind of book.
It's way cheaper than the $54 I paid, Tom. Let me just tell
Even
you
at
that.
$54, it seems cheap.
It's a lot of book for $50. It's a ton of book for $37.
Wow.
But it's very interesting because this is not about alien spacecraft and aliens being frozen at Area 51 kind of shit. This is
Kind of disappointed about
this is
that. but-
all Skunkworks projects out of Area 51. The entire thing. So 560 pages of stealth fighters, high-tech stuff, drone development, you name it.
Yeah. It
It's-
goes back a while too.
It goes back to the beginning. It's very, very cool. And there's sections in here on a whole bunch of super cool stuff, including the names of the teams and their patches,
Ooh, that's cool.
which is way cool. And so it's very, very interesting. There's information about stealth plane crashes, right? Some that people are very familiar with, some that people might not be so familiar with, just all kinds of stuff. And the guy claims to have taken several years to write this book and that it's fully sourced. So when you get to the back of this book, it is full of sites of like CITES, right? Like he's citing where he got the information from. And
Oh, that's cool.
it's declassified documents. It's people that used to work at Area 51. It's all kinds of stuff that people figured out and wrote articles about. It's absolutely fascinating if you're an aircraft dork or stealth, sneaky future stuff kind of dork, which I loved it. So I
That's awesome.
got a copy.
I've had the Area 51, the Annie Jacobson book in
yeah.
Audible. I want to get to. It's supposed to be very kind of similar. No alien stuff, just kind of a lot of research.
Yeah.
But I want the pictures.
Oh, yeah. 700 images.
Wow.
It's funny because Justin was talking to him and Justin's like, hey, when you say Area 51, everybody's thinking aliens and spacecraft crashes and alien bodies being dissected. And, do you have any comments about that? And he's like, I know nothing about any of that. It sounds like a bunch of nonsense to me. There's no credible information. All my shit's fully sourced. This is an airplane book. It's like, wow, okay, let's go.
Mm-hmm. Sound like something you would say, huh?
Exactly what someone covering up alien conspiracy would say. That's exactly right, Michael. So anyway, Dreamland. It's an excellent book worth checking out, especially in this price category for your favorite nerd.
And cheaper than my little engineering mechanisms books I've been showing you.
Heck yeah.
God damn.
Dang. Birch's got expensive taste in used books.
Yeah.
Anybody else have a backup pick at 50 they want to talk about?
Not anymore.
I got one.
No surprise. Tom's got a backup.
The Syncut Brazoria. It's a liner lock. I think it's a good looking knife. It's a clip point. It's got some jade on it. It's $35 and it's got a D2 blade. What's not to love?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks pretty good. I think.
Didn't you
There's a lot
talk
of
about
those-
these guys before?
I have talked about a different Syncut.
Yeah.
But this is,
Maybe it was coming out of Blade Show or something where you had seen some and bought them at the
Their-
show or something. Maybe.
Their prices are great, man. And they're,
Mm-hmm.
it's funny. I keep some in the back, and like the guy that delivered my mill, I gifted him one. I mean, they're like, my cost on them's like $25-$30, and it's like,
Nice.
why not?
Yeah, they have some really good looking knives. My kids have a couple.
Yeah.
They picked them out. That blade
They
show.
work great.
Nice.
Mhm.
Nice. See, we're over here giving a delivery guy a plate of cookies and Tom's giving him a freaking pocket knife.
No one comes to my door, so no one gets shit here.
I know who's the favorite out of this deal.
I almost stopped by on my way back from Kicks because, I come through Springfield and I was like, if I drop down, I could drop through and see Birch. But it was Sunday and I was like, he's probably doing shit with his kids. So
It's like when Keith is like, hey, I was there, and he goes to see Isaac. It doesn't say anything to me.
Right.
yeah.
And he's like down the street.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks, Keith.
Yeah.
He was at Kicks. We hung out a little bit. We had a good time. He's good guy.
Keith is good people.
Yeah. He called me on his way back.
And said, I could stop, but I'm not going to.
Yeah. I was like, it was okay time.
He doesn't go that far, so.
Birch said, no, man, I'm busy. I'm trying to decide if I can rhyme turmoil and thermals.
Yeah. Sean can make it work.
Sean made it flow like it was butter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm blushing. Stop.
All right. What's next?
All right, so that was the $50 stuff. Okay, so we're turning up the fun knob, $250 or $500 if you're Michael for a good friend. That's a pretty healthy category, right? $250, you can get some nice stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go first. I actually picked two things that add up to $250. And they are, one, since it's your knife bro, I have some of these, and they are fantastic for your knife collecting madness.
Oh, yeah.
This is a Nalpac Pelican case, which a lot of collector guys that listen are very familiar with these. But for anyone who isn't, if you have a bunch of knives that you need to stash and you don't have a very patient wife like I have who lets you put fucking roller toolboxes in your place where you want to fill the drawers with knife stuff, these are extremely handy. So this is a Pelican 1300, which is not a big Pelican. It's like 10.5 inches by 10 inches by 7 inches. So it's pretty small, but it has more than ample foam space for 21 knives. And the value add that these Nalpac people do is that they laser cut these inserts that have slots for knives. And these have been around for quite a while, but they have them in a whole bunch of different sizes. To me, this 1300, Pelican 1300 is the sweet spot because 21 knives is a lot in the first place, right?
Yeah.
But, some of the guys that have like the big suitcase size thing full of knives, right? That are like $100,000 roller thing they bring to a show.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried to lift one of those with that many knives inside?
Pretty crazy.
It's a lot of steel. So this 1300 when it's full is quite hefty on its own, but it's a really nice size, especially if you're going to go get together with some buddies and show some knives off. You can throw them in here and roll. And it's a Pelican case, so, it seals up and stuff, which I like for one of them that has a bunch of Missouri knife maker knives in it that are carbon steel. So it's kind of nice to be able to oil them and put them away in a non-damp environment.
Toss them in the river and be all right.
That too. So I picked a Pelican Nalpac 21 knife case, $123. They're very high quality. I highly recommend them. The other thing is a knife, and I actually liked this at the price point. This is also a Kershaw, designed by our buddy Matt Diskin.
Oh, yeah.
And it is Sean Kendrick approved stiletto shape. Who doesn't love a sweet dagger? And it's an auto, which, Italian stiletto should be an auto, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But say shit.
But it's got all the right shapes too, right off the handle where it like tips its hat to the Italian style, which is very Matt Diskin thing to do. CPM 154. It's got this little bullseye pattern button opener. Yeah, it's very, very cool. I like it. $129.
Sleek.
Yeah, very sleek.
I don't think I've seen that before.
I had not. either. So I saw it and I thought, that's perfect.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I kind of dig the swedge. Like, leaves that tip nice and strong, but thins down the rest of it.
Right.
Gives it almost a double-edged feel.
You could almost call it an asymmetric dagger grind.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree. It looks cool and is smart, right? So it doesn't turn into this needle that breaks the first time you actually try to do something with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Very cool design.
So fun design, Matt. I like it. And that's my
That's real cool.
pair of picks for the $250 category. And it's in good steel, right? Now it's a paltry 8 1/4 long open. So maybe not completely Sean Kendrick approved, but
Tiny.
yeah.
Nothing's perfect.
Don't they have a triple XL, he said?
The OJ size.
I dig it.
Thank you. You'd be happy to get that, right, Tom? Someone sent you one of those?
Oh, hell yeah.
That's fun. It isn't like an auto anyway. That's probably why that swedge is that way, so you can actually close it
Right.
without slicing the shit out of yourself.
Yeah. I mean, you would be surprised how many people ask if they can have the top edge of the Alpha asymmetrical dagger sharpened.
Right.
It's not a good idea.
No, that's never been a good idea.
And you're like, that'd be fine. Just don't ever put your hand in that pocket.
Yeah. It's not covered by the handle.
Well, can you cover it with the handle? No.
Yeah, Tom.
No. Nope, you cannot.
No, and no again, he said. All right. Sean, you are up on the $250 category.
All right. I did all of my shopping on Arizona Custom Knives and had a good time doing it. They've almost got an embarrassment of knives in the price point.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I will bitch about this. Their price range is a slider bar thing,
Oh,
and it kind of sucks.
It's hard to be accurate.
Very. Well, you literally can't put it on $250.
it might not be optimal for a picks episode. Let's put it that way.
That way.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I put it for my minimum of $0, maximum of $300. I had to go 85 pages to get to the $250 range, like within $20 of it.
Yeah.
And now, it's great when you can bitch about too many fucking options, right?
Exactly. 14,000 knives.
You have too many options and too many knives.
It's crazy.
Cut it out.
It's crazy the selection they have.
It really
It is, man. It really is.
Like if you go to the recently added and just do like what's added like on a certain day, it's mind blowing.
Yeah. But the coolest part is you find gems like this one, right?
Oh, it's
Yeah.
This is pretty freaking cool. Why don't you describe what this
old
is, Sean?
school.
Yeah, totally old school. I know that any of my knife buddies that I hang out with would be fucking stoked to get this.
The real
This is an Applegate Fairbarn combat dagger that was made by Blackjack. And this is just fucking mid to late 90s badassery at its finest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Have a look at that. Dude, that sheath is so fucking 90s, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Those of you guys ain't familiar, Blackjack back in the day made some really, really cool knives.
Yeah.
They really did. They were way ahead of their time.
Yeah. Blackjack almost made it onto my picks too. But yeah,
Tom
this is,
Merringer stuff.
oh yeah. All that kind of waspy handle stuff I dig so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of a coffiny wasp. I love that look.
Yep.
Great pick, Sean.
You can't
And,
like it.
Check this out. My backup pick actually goes along with it. Look at this shit.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Yes, a first production run Applegate Fairbarn combat folder from Gerber.
Wow.
I remember when those came out.
Mm-hmm.
That is
it don't got a
available.
clip.
Yeah.
You got a sweet ass belt sheath.
Right.
Mhm.
That says
Not
Applegate
long.
right on the sheath. That's awesome.
That's fucking
Got
cool.
like a little snap, thumb snap.
Yeah. Yeah, this is like get the vertigo spinning going on. This is like super throwback, way back machine stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You remember same era, Gerber made the Parabellum,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and the sheath, you could either carry it fixed or folded. That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
I wanted one of those bad.
That's super cool. So this design is actually like an inset, right? Like if you look at it on edge,
Yeah.
handles
Yeah.
wrap around because they're molded.
Yeah.
Fun.
Oh, yeah.
Very cool, Sean. I like the throwback picks, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I saw it, I was like, there's no doubt of what I'm going to go with. But now okay,
I like the theme.
But wait,
Let's make
there's
it-
more.
let's make it a threefer. This
Oh.
isn't Applegate Fairburn related, but it's from the same time frame.
Oh, you better not be picking what I picked.
And I know you guys are going to remember this.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Oh, wow.
The Larry Harley Battle Boy from Paragon.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Those were really cool, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, yeah, they got Zaz.
They have a lot of zazz.
Zazz.
Zazz galore. Why don't you describe this? It's a buoy that's like a little bit of chapel,
Yeah.
little bit of modern.
They were
Yeah.
hog killing beasts.
Yeah.
Yeah, double finger groove handle, black micarta, decent sized choil, double edged blade, what we call it, a modified clip point recurve.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of the blade is a little dropped and offset to the handle.
Yep.
You got a lot of clearance there. I mean, that's like kitchen knife fucking clearance.
Right.
It's like a techno Big Bear.
It kind of is. Yeah.
Yeah. Postmodernism in a big bear. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And those big, super beefy double finger groove with the forward canted guard. That's the chapel screaming piece to me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of angles, but also just a beautiful lines and
Oh, yeah.
sweeping grind. It just, I don't just
For
That's cool
$250. Dang.
And now, as always, I will share pictures into the group.
There's a lot of sexy in that knife for $250.
fuck yeah,
$250.
man.
Very.
And it's just sitting there, just available, just right there.
Yep.
Just I could add it to a cart.
Since September, feeling lonely.
Yep.
And our listener could order it with free shipping.
Our listener.
Susie, you could order this with free
The
shipping.
one listener.
Exactly. Not plural. Very, very cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, Larry made some cool stuff. I remember one of the coolest things that I ever saw him make was one of those war clubs.
Oh,
He oftentimes had one on his table, and they were so cool.
yeah.
The gunstock clubs.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah. man.
Interesting guy. Rest in peace.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I thought it was 500, so I'm gonna go with my cheapest option.
It ain't your turn.
Oh,
Oh shit, it's not.
pump the brakes, pal.
And delete.
Just kidding. You can go, dude, go.
I think he
I
saw
took yours last time. This time, you go first. That way, if you take mine, it's okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah, of course.
All right. I just like this run because it's all throwback. The Stingray, the SOG Stingray lockback.
That's a classic.
That's the little one.
Yeah, I wanted this knife so badly when I was young.
I might have one of these.
I never had one.
I bet there's one in my sock drawer upstairs, actually. I'll have to dig around and see if I can find it.
Pretty
They
sure
got
I
a whole
one,
bunch.
too.
They have a whole bunch of the fun SOGs in there. I don't know if someone sold them a bunch,
Yeah, probably.
but this one's 312. It's got that very, signature SOG look and a small lockback.
Yep.
The good rubberized, textured handle. I mean, this was a quintessential, oh, you got a buck 110? Check this shit out, partner.
Right.
This fucking military.
Yeah.
Go back to the ranch, you're 110.
This is a super cool knife.
Yeah, man.
Desirous in its era.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt about it. Very nice pick, man.
Yeah, I'd throw that out there for Tom picked it.
That dirty dog
Dirty dog.
sliding into your game.
I was digging through the drawers back there. I got one somewhere, I think.
Yeah, me too.
I know I've got at least 2 of the Tomcats.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of have to with your name and shit.
I know, right?
Totally.
I carried one of those to Thailand when I went.
Nice.
Tomcat?
Yeah, in my pocket on the airplane.
Different times, man.
Took a Tomcat and I took a K-Bar and a Victorinox Pioneer.
Yeah. They just added a bunch of these. I bet they bought a collection from somebody.
They must
Looks
have, because
like.
I was just looking through all of them. I was
Yeah.
like, holy shit, I want all of those son bitches.
There's a ton of them. Was there a smaller version of the Stingray? Maybe
Thanks. I
not.
thought there was a bigger one.
Yeah, there's a bigger one, but for some reason I thought maybe this is the right one. Awesome. I like it.
Nice pick.
Throwback machine.
Yeah, I'd have to go to a good friend who likes the old school.
Yeah. People with discerning taste, we like to say, Michael.
Yeah. Oh, that had a Sog Winder 1, Sog Winder 2. Oh,
Yeah.
never mind.
That's all the good stuff. Tom, since you're taking your picks out of order, Tom, go ahead.
So I went with a custom, and it's
Ooh.
obviously sold, but this was pretty
Ooh.
close to the price range. I really like this guy's work. His name is, let me see, Mariano Iannone.
Looks like it.
I think he's from South America, like maybe Argentina or somewhere. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I did look him up at one point. but-
Argentina. It says right there in that side.
Perfect. I've actually got one of his pieces. This is $285. I'm not nearly as good as Sean. I'll try to remember to put a link up in the group, but you can search him on Arizona Custom Knives. All of his stuff is really pretty amazing. Love his work. And now I probably won't be able to afford it after this. But anyways, I'm sharing that with you guys.
You're afraid our 3 listeners are going to blow up the market?
It's possible.
Yeah, you never know.
But yeah, really cool stuff. His work is amazing. The attention to detail is spot on, and they feel great in the hand. And the, his form, like, to me, that stag is upside down in the one that I just linked, but he makes it work and it's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, it's beautiful.
That's a lot of knife for
Point.
$285.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what's kind of wild? If you just looked at that silhouette and you had told me Ben made that, I'd be like, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I can see that.
Yeah.
But like, if you look on that, if you just click on his name and look at the page, like, he does some really cool, like that special skinner on the top row.
Ooh, yeah.
It's like all hand carved carbon fiber.
Yeah.
That's a wicked, really cool knife for $475.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
That crazy texture.
yeah, if you blow it up, like, that's something he
Yeah.
does, is some crazy texture stuff.
Well, that's wild.
Really skilled maker. I really like his style. Definitely has his own style.
That Sanmai Fighter.
That was the
Dude,
first thing that my eye went to.
it's
Pretty sexy, right?
Hot
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah. His stuff is amazing. The attention to detail is there.
Yeah.
So, yeah. A contemporary of CAS.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what it says.
Okay.
God,
And it shows.
Yeah.
Sand My Fighter might go in my wish list.
Yeah, fucking do it, man. That's
That log hunter
Great.
right next to it's pretty sweet also.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I love his use of, like, bronze, copper, brass type stuff and the textures, and use of stag is spot on. I mean, it's really good.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my pick.
Dang.
Nice find.
Yeah, real nice.
Hopefully that's an introduction to a new maker for a lot of you guys.
Yeah.
Well, fuck! I just zoomed in onto the blade. That plunge is double cut.
On what? The Sanmai Fighter?
No, the one he picked with the backwards thing. So it's got like a regular plunge, and then he cut out
Yeah.
the plunge and pulled it back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then wrap the guard around it, matching the line.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's really neat, isn't it?
Look at all the detail on the guard and stuff.
Yeah.
They're really nice.
Interesting.
File us under Drew Leaf fanboys.
Yeah. That price, I mean, they doubled the price would be, I'd be like, yeah, that's what it's worth.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
I've got one somewhere here in the office, but I don't know where I put it.
Couch.
Yeah. Not everything's easily findable in the mountain of steel.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent pick, Tom. Even though you did
man.
it out of order.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
I let Birch go first.
Being kind.
All right, boys.
Go to unlimited.
This is me rubbing my hands together.
Oh, I had a couple of,
yeah.
Backup.
Backups.
actually,
Go ahead.
yeah.
Go ahead.
this one was overpriced when I thought it was $500. So it is, it was $600. So it's maybe way overpriced, but I figured you'd want to check this one out. The, an integral piece.
Jan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
By Hafnick.
Jan Hafnick.
Yeah, it's got the crazy Hamon, kind of a different blade shape for him.
That is
Yeah.
different.
I've not seen that before. That's pretty.
Yeah.
His knives
Cool.
are spot on.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. And who doesn't
I
like
want that.
ironwood?
Big fighting Bowie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what's wild to me is the Hamon following up into the integral handle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Say it.
that's funky.
It is funky.
That's a lot of heat.
It sure is.
It should be pulling all that Hamon, all that juice from the front of that plunge.
Yeah.
And yeah.
But how? How? That one that I got from Chris that has the integral bolster with the Hamon is the same way.
Yeah.
It's awfully cool.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first thing I noticed when I took it out of the box. I'm like, oh shit. I didn't even notice that the Hamon went up into the bolster.
Yeah, thickness changes will fuck that up real fast. And that's a lot of thickness change.
Check out the, if you click on his name, Jan Hafnick's name, and like Tom said, the fighting buoy is badass. I love that. But look right below it, Damascus buoy. Open that guy up and look at the ricasso kind of area of the blade. Like where the plunge is, he's got like almost like a Spanish notch-ish kind of thing.
Yeah. Kind of funky.
It is funky. I like it. It looks cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where all these fun little like the waterfall plunge
Yeah.
grinding stuff, I think comes in real handy.
Yeah.
But I don't think you could have done that there. That had to be a file and work because it curves back.
It's awfully cool looking.
Yeah, it's fucking real wild.
Oh, look at Tommy showing off in the messages.
Great etch too.
I did die.
Well, hey.
Nice. I got my sub hilt around here somewhere. Don't go showing off too hard, pal.
Mm-hmm.
When'd you get this one? Looks like you've had it for a little while.
Yeah, I've had it. I don't know. For a while. Why?
Just in
Reading
case.
your list.
Just in case your wife is listening. Well, I've had this whole thing. I've had this
Yeah.
for years.
My wife doesn't listen to this. Don't worry.
I know. That's
I have had this for a couple years. I haven't.
a super sweet knife.
That's a bitchin' blade, man.
Yeah. Very nice.
So we can't get that steel here, huh?
Nope.
Gauss 10 or something. think he said it was.
Someone ship me some, please.
What, this is, so to describe to the kids at home, Tom, what the one is that you sent us from the Throne of Steel.
It's a sub hilt. And it's probably a 12-inch blade with a recurve, long clip, almost the whole length of the blade.
Yeah.
Pretty quick fighter.
I was going to say, it's kind of slim. I think mine is very broad, the blade.
Yeah, I really want one of the broad double ground ones that he's doing right now. They're really cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just, if I had to stab someone with them, be like, hold on, I got to wipe this off. You're going to fuck up my phone. I'm going to be pissed off. So just, okay, just keep bleeding, but just quiet down.
Right. Stop your screaming. I got business to take care of over here.
Dude over there.
Right.
Yeah, I haven't got these out for a while. I've got a couple of his knives.
Very nice. Super cool backup, Michael. Anybody else have backups, or do you have any other backups, Michael, in this category?
All I had was I went and picked a Bussy.
Oh.
Because when was the last time you went to their site? I was like, wonder what they got going on over there.
They got a lot of shit going on.
Let me copy. This one reminded me of kind of an old school, the stuff that we kind of liked back in the day. You can pick like your finish and stuff. I'm like, obviously I want that big old powder coat finish on there.
Oh, the black crinkle paint looking finish. Yeah.
But I went and picked out a radioactive Meaner Street for $317.
Nice.
Wow. Blast from the past.
Yep.
Yeah. I would 100% rock that with the black coating.
Heck yeah.
Oh, dude, the black coating with the green and black handle. Fuck yeah.
Yep. That's the one right there.
That's primo.
My favorite Boosie was probably the Game Warden. I loved those knives back in the day.
The Satin Jack for me was, and I had to get the Killer Bee. I've got this one in here somewhere because it was cord wrapped, and I loved all cord wrap stuff.
They still make the Satin Jack.
It's different now.
Yeah.
With the OG.
Dude, I wish, it's kind of sad they don't come to Blade Show anymore. They used to have some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
It was fun. I mean, they were loud and whatever, but I mean, people were excited, and I can't be mad at people that are excited about knives.
No, man, that was awesome.
No.
If you ever ended up at the restaurant where the Bussy crowd was, hang on to your hats.
Often.
Mm-hmm.
It was usually like Brioso Brazil, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was serious good times.
For all the complaining people did about the noise, they sure were a fun bunch of people, right? They talk about passionate, fired up collectors and the whole Bussy crowd knowing exactly how to feed the machine.
Dude, I would love for someone to be that excited about one of my knives.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Who's
Dude, people just
these
like
people that
bitch.
or weak?
Yeah, for real. That they hate to see somebody else succeeding. It fucking sticks in their craw. It's some kind of fucking, I don't know, low testosterone horse shit.
Well, it's stupid because people are like, oh, they put people in front of my table the whole time. Hello, that's what you want.
Yeah.
Start making sales.
Sell
What
them a
if
knife.
You had something that was worth fucking looking at, they'd have looked at it, ass grab.
Yeah.
Well, shit.
That's how we feel.
I always
That go
envision,
from zero to salty kind of quick, I guess.
I always envision Sean having a big pile of wood pencils on his table, and he's just like snapping those things when he's going off. Throwing them across the room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I miss the Boosie people.
Yeah. Too fun. All right. Are we on to the
Best
big
friend.
daddy?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Sky's the limit. Did we all agree? Before I send my pick, actually, it's not that crazy. I've sent crazier ones before.
Same.
Okay. This is a hyper cool. And if I was sending this to somebody, I would send it to Sean for sure because it's an amazing dagger. Again, I know he loves some dagger, but I had to go to Donato's site because I'm like, hey, sky's the limit. And he's got some awfully cool sky's the limit stuff on his website always.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to Knife Purveyor and there were many, many to choose from, but I absolutely loved the blackout vibe of this guy. This is a Bernie Rietveld Matahari dagger. It's got a very long title that includes words like sole authorship, carved nebula Damascus, which is that sort of bubble wrap looking pattern, and the fittings are Zerk with fine silver inlay, which is stunning.
It's pretty sexy.
Heck yeah, it's sexy.
And then the handle's Dumortierite, whatever the hell that is, but it is a gorgeous blue.
Yes, Dumortierite. I read that word 3 or 4 times before I confirmed to myself how to say that. Dumortierite stone from Mozambique, Sean, in case that wasn't exotic enough.
I love the color. It's like a dark purple with swirls of black. It's perfect for the piece.
Yeah, it's got a very
is.
space kind of deep space kind of vibe, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could. Yeah, dude, that hits on all cylinders all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything on that is complimentary.
So I'm going to attempt to explain to the kids at home what this looks like. This is a absolutely stunning dagger that has a forward oriented guard, flared double ground blade, carved blade. So at kind of the base of the blade where it hits the guard, there's a bunch of carving in there. If you zoom in, there's really nice pictures. Donato always has killer pictures, right? But the carving is actually super, super cool and fits obviously very well with the lines of the knife, as do the engraving in the guard, right? That kind of points to all of these same pointy shapes. Just really tastefully done fittings. This is not your typical over the top, lots of gold and flash and whatever. This is more like a super subtle badassery kind of knife, I think. And then it has a bird, like a hummingbird, inlaid into the butt of the knife with what I assumed was wire, wrapped in wire. And I'm like, wow, Zerk wire is kind of cool. And then I zoomed in and I'm like, oh no, that's turned to look almost like wire at the tail, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it doesn't say takedown. Oh, it is a takedown. My bad.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. This is like, I don't remember who it was. Oh, no, it was Mike Quesenberry at that, at the Museum Hotel show in Nashville that one year.
The Arts and Metal?
Arts and Metal show, the very first one. I think it was the first one, right?
I don't know.
Or maybe it was like on the tail end of COVID, whenever that was. And Mike had a takedown. And he's like, oh, yeah, it's a takedown too. And I'm like, oh, my God, it's gorgeous. I would never take it down. And he's like, no, really. And he starts taking it apart. And I'm like, no. And took it apart. And I'm like, damn. But fits airtight. So I'm guessing this one does too.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's the Super Bro hookup. But
I like it.
Absolutely stunning. Yeah, I'll have to, I'll make sure to use these pictures with Mr. Donato's website listed on them if I share it in the group, or just put a link to it because it's too pretty not to go look at.
It's a pretty new knife too. April 2024.
Yeah. I guess maybe getting stone from Mozambique to make the handle is slightly less exotic when you make knives in South Africa. But
That's true.
Man,
it sure sounds cool here. Go ahead.
does that
pretty
guard
awesome.
kind of remind you of like how a water buffalo's head looks?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
You get where I'm coming from
Yep.
with that?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The drop horns.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely has a horn kind of shape.
Yeah, and a kind of a broad skull with them coming off the side. I mean,
Yeah. Just so pretty.
oh,
Yeah,
it's
it is.
gorgeous.
What a lovely, lovely knife. I drooled repeatedly. It was very much a case of, like Michael said, it was for Sean if I was a rich guy, and also for me.
Yeah.
Sean's sky is the limit. Sometimes Sean doesn't really go to the limit, but sometimes he does.
Dude, I didn't even come close this time, but I have enjoyed this series of knives. Now, the particular one here is one of my very, very favorites, but it's a Jeremy Horton kitchen knife.
Yeah.
And I have enjoyed watching him do the kitchen knives this year.
Mm-hmm.
It's an disproportionate amount of enjoyment that I've got from it.
Yeah.
These are really thin stock, right?
Yeah. They're 1/16, like .062.
Yeah.
Wicked thin, like a fucking kitchen knife should be, and then ground thin on top of that. You know they are going to put in work. And, the handle offset from the blade is good on all of them. They're thin. They're ergonomic. I just can't say enough good stuff about them.
Knowing Jay, I'm sure that's convex, right? Based on
I
don't know. Maybe it's just buff line on the backside.
That's what I'm thinking. I think that the backside has the buff line just to knock the burr off.
Yeah.
Get it good and sharp.
Yeah, very cool.
I bet that's a badass kitchen knife. I've been liking the Serbian chef knives.
Mm-hmm.
I got real deep into those a couple years ago. Started making one, then cracked it, and then didn't come back. And,
talking about like the ones from Europe, the big deep ones.
Yeah, the big deep, kind of a catch-all sort of knife.
They're like always out in the woods cutting up shit and cooking.
Yeah, that's probably where I saw it. But he's been making some very badass versions of them.
Yeah,
and I bet they cut like crazy.
You know it, man. You know they would process the shit out of some food.
Mm-hmm.
And now for our listeners, the one I'm looking at here, if you're in Jeremy's group, or maybe, I don't know if he does it on Insta or not, it's the Greater War Toko, and it has a plum canvas and micarta handle with brass tubing.
Yeah.
And it's just a gorgeous kitchen piece. And like the guys have said, they're done up in really thin stock, the way I believe all kitchen knives should be. And Jeremy grinds his stuff thin anyway, so your edge is going to be thin, and it's going to, man, it should cut like a fucking lightsaber.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well chosen.
His stuff always does. That's a surefire given.
Yeah, man, but just his willingness to, it's got to be a pain in the ass heat treating the fucking thin stock.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to try to do some fucking bullshit.
Gonna Pringle.
Yeah, for
In a
real.
heartbeat.
I like the cleaver that he's got down the page a little ways.
Now, which one? Like the well-shaped one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cool one.
I like that. Nice pick, Sean.
Dude, and yeah, like I said, I've got a disproportionate amount of enjoyment watching him do those this year.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's a buddy, and he's doing some cool shit, and people are digging it, and fuck, I love that.
Yes.
100%.
Always love to see our friends being successful with the project.
And having fun. He looks like he's having fun with it.
Yep.
Kind of like the RMJ thing where you're like, they're just having fun. And fuck, it's cool. It shows.
Absolutely.
Yeah, dude, you can tell he's stretching his legs a little bit with it, and I think he's maybe found a little bit of a comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Which really helps you to stretch your creative legs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Good call.
Cranking the fixed blades is a beautiful thing.
And dude, the price point, $350.
Yeah.
The fuck.
Right.
Well, Tom, what do you got for your sky's the limit?
Well, let me send you guys a pic. I went kind of old school, kind of in a different direction than I might normally. I went with a set of Randalls, or a set of Loveless knives. I love Loveless knives, and I love the classic Hunter, but it's not my jam, honestly, if I'm being truthful.
Mm-hmm.
Very iconic, but I really like the Piker and the Randall, which come as a set often. And I found this set, and they're stag handles in the same sheath. They got the Naked Lady etch, and I just thought this was the shit. And they're not available, and I actually thought, hey, we could use Donato to find them, because that's kind of what he does. So this is my pick.
So what is the Piker Randall set? What is the purpose of the dual blades?
So it's basically a skinning and a small game caping type blade. The Piker is like the Bird and Trout version. They don't have guards. They have little bolsters. It's a very classic Randall design. Both of these are, but they're not what you normally think of when you think of Loveless, right?
Mm-mm.
So I may have said Randall, but Loveless. The Randall is the Skinner version.
Yeah.
And they're both kind of short blades, which is really what I like. Like if I'm actually working on a deer or something, these would be perfect in my opinion. You get up in the cavity real easy. They're not like, I think the Randall has about 1.5 inch blade, maybe 1 3/4 inches, something like that. And it's just got a nice belly, almost the whole length of the blade. And to me, these would be a perfect, I could field dress just about anything with these.
Yeah, that bottom one looks with that curve looks like it'd be great for getting up in there.
Have you seen these before? Yeah, they're not your typical what you think of when you think of a Loveless knife. And that's what I really like about them. That top knife, the Piker, dude, I love that blade shape. And that knife right there, I mean, honestly, you could do deer, that'd be a perfect trout knife. Yeah.
Yeah, that top one, if you took the handle away and added the ring, you know, the long, skinny, and the ring on the back, it would look like your typical minimalist Bird and Trout.
Yeah. I love this set. I've always liked these knives. If I was going to copy a Randall or copy Loveless designs, these would be them. The Piker and the Randall.
Do you think anyone, like back in the day before the craziness, just like, you know, someone bought their husband or whoever a set, you know, before their big trip?
Hell yeah. 100%. I think this was a relatively popular, you know, buy back in the day. I don't think it was anything like his Loveless drop point, but I think this set would probably drop in a lot of people's like Mackinac coat pocket, you know? It's kind of what I see.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, super cool.
By far my favorite Loveless designs, those two knives right there.
Look at
Followed
you, Tom.
probably by the City knife.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Very
Loveless
nice.
wouldn't be a normal pick for me, but I was like, yeah, these are the ones.
Yeah. Outside the box for Tom.
Mm-hmm. Very much. All right.
What
I
you
got
got?
one here that once again, I'm not sure if we've talked about it or not. I don't know how we couldn't have, but it's the Vought and Sober Brothers Winchester cut and shoot knife and gun. Have we talked about this?
Don't think in depth. I think we have. It's funny. I actually Googled cut and shoot a couple times on like different sites, and then I didn't go with it, but I love that knife.
Yeah. This one was added to the site in September, so I don't know. We probably talked about another example of this same kind of thing, but I don't know how many of these collabs they've done.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Well, I'm
Either
gonna
way.
talk about it some more then.
Yeah, it's super cool.
So cut and shoots are very cool as they are, but this one just hits a little bit different.
Yeah.
The handle with the lever action like handle. I mean, it looks like a stock. It look on the back, but actually looks comfortable. It's not made to look. I don't know. It looks like it could be comfortable and also functional at the same time, which is kind of hard to do with the cut and shoots. But it's got the lever action kind of handle that moves and does its job.
Yeah, I think it cocks the hammer, right?
Yeah, gorgeous Damascus on the barrel that just is like a twist. And then a Turkish variation on the blade, which is just this huge sweeping grind, long clip point that rides right up to the barrel. It's got case hardening. It's got everything you'd want, just everything.
The
I dig the
accoutrements,
shit out of it.
like all the loading stuff, is pretty amazing too.
Heck yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's only 23,000. So
Right?
yeah,
Sky's the limit, baby.
Hell yeah. And of course, a gorgeous case, all the Damascus for like that Tom said, the loading stuff is all the same. Just fantastic work. No detail left undone or not done. However you'd say that shit.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember when they did like a work in progress on one of these? I don't think it was this one. It was a while back, and they're in their shop shooting it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that is cool shit ever. But yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, you could put it on layaway, Michael.
Oh,
it's still available.
Yeah.
I'll take care of that.
It's only $7,600.66 up front.
up front.
That's it.
With 2 easy payments.
I wonder what they're. Yeah.
Their definition of easy is different than mine. Maybe a little bit. Just a little bit.
Hey, if you're shopping for a $23,000 cut and shoot, $76.66 and 67 cents is no big deal.
But that to me is just one of those pieces of ultimate check this fucking shit out.
Yes.
What do they call that? Bespoke?
Yeah. Like a real bespoke, not just a tag you got on a fucking knife you made.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, this has all of the I mean, most cut and shoots do. I think that's part of why they're appealing, but this has that cyber cowboy kind of scene.
Yeah, this is such a money piece that if someone pulled it out to be like, am I the game?
Right.
That's the amount of richness and coolness that comes with that. I'd be like, are you about to hunt me with this? Because this is what people do. They can afford these.
Yeah. The gun stock handle and like that whole sawed-off lever look is just super cool on its own, right?
Yeah.
Even if it was just a black powder little subgun, right?
Yeah, on its own.
That'd be awesome on its own, let alone a crazy awesome blade.
Yeah, I'd be like, if that's how I gotta go, then fucking let it be this one.
Yep.
Right.
What a cool piece.
Yeah. And that one is going to me. As
oh.
You're not gifting it?
I mean, you guys can come check it out.
Okay.
We just want to shoot it, yeah.
We'll get a couple beers and we'll shoot some tin cans.
Right. Yeah.
I've always thought one of those that shot 38 would be really cool.
Oh, heck yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
super fun. Very nice picks, boys.
Good call.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody have any backups in the sky's the limit category?
Nah.
I did not.
I went right for the gusto and left it there.
Yeah. Yeah. We need to get to our other picks while we're
That's
here.
right. Yeah. $500 mini toolbox maker item is what I have written down.
What you going to put in yours, Mark?
Well, I'm going to do... Oh, no, I didn't grab the link. Okay, hold on.
Oh, boy.
Should Sean go first?
Stand by. So I went straight nerd, and that's no surprise. But like when you're making stuff, there's something that's to be said for having actually good stuff, right? And I'm not sure people always have the best stuff. So if I was hooking up a knife maker buddy with some sweet toolbox action, this is what I would give them.
Oh, shit.
This is, I don't think a lot of knife makers have really, really good measurement tools. I think most have like good enough kind of measuring tools. But this is good stuff, right? The good stuff. A Mitutoyo precision kit that has an outside mic, and a digital caliper in their Digimatic series in a nice little mahogany case. This is what you get when you graduate. Someone should buy you when you graduate machinist school, right, Sean? A good set.
Yes. Yeah, that would be a very nice set.
Yeah.
So I've got probably 4 of those Mighty Toyo calipers in the shop. Those are my favorite.
They're the shit. I've got a pair too.
Yeah.
I've got a pair,
Yeah.
All my mics are the hard ones to read, not the digital ones.
Oh, real vernier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got Fowler mics.
Yeah.
Fowler?
I dig them. Because if I
Mine are
really
all
got to measure something, I go to the calipers.
Yeah, they're much more accurate.
Mm-hmm.
What's much
Yeah.
more accurate?
The calipers or the mic.
The mic
versus
is the
calipers.
money.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
mic is
okay.
the money. I've got the Starrett, just manual Starrett ones.
Yeah.
I really like them.
I have a digital one, but it's like an old digital Starrett, I think.
Yeah, the calipers will flex a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, we call calipers a guessing stick.
Right.
Yeah,
They really are. So I
Yeah.
I think mine were $80 or something. But yeah, I use them, but I go to the others if I need to really know.
Yeah. So
I've got a Starrett set that goes. There's like a 1 inch, a 2 inch, a 3 inch,
yeah.
all the way up to 6 inches.
Ooh.
At least
They
around
only
where I'm at, these are really good to buy used. Right. I mean, this is at the price point for this kind of category, brand new. But brand new is
right.
to me kind of a luxury, right? You could get a set like this or put together a set like this for reasonable money if you bought it secondhand, but I would want it with like legit calibration papers from somewhere and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but your Facebook marketplace is probably vastly different than mine.
That's true.
Being where you're from and where I'm from, I get like used mattresses and shit.
Yeah.
I've got most of mine off of eBay, and if you watch and get like the carbide faced ones, that's what I want anyways.
Yeah.
On your mics, and the 1 inch ones, they're pretty reasonable.
Yes.
And then once you get them in, you can test them and adjust them a little bit if they need it.
Yep.
So
No,
yeah,
my
Great set.
marking mics, they're grizzly.
Marking mics. Yes.
Those are the ones that will rip across blades and
you shouldn't. No.
Now. Yeah.
I have walked in and had employees and children using my mics like that, or my
Calipers.
my, calipers.
oh yeah, not mics, my calipers. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got on a old school dial caliper kick a little while ago. A few years ago, I guess now. And I ended up with a few really, really, really sweet jeweled dial calipers, right?
Oh, yeah.
Where all the gears and stuff are on jewels like a watch movement.
Mm-hmm.
Super, super, super sweet.
You can spend plenty of money on those too if you want to.
Oh, heck yeah. But just a joy to use, right? Just because they're butter smooth, and I'll take the vernier. I'm good with that. I can read it. Let's go.
Yeah, it's just
Not as fast.
I don't have a good time with it because the only time I get them out is when I'm testing the Ruby to make sure it's in line on the Haas.
Yeah.
So it's not like a happy thought I have with it ever.
Right.
I just did that yesterday.
Good times, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like not as much fun as it would seem.
Mm-mm.
All right. Well, buy good tools. That's what that one is.
Hell
All right.
yeah. Birch, what you got?
No, Sean's next.
John. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
All right. So, okay, my first thing, and Michael already mentioned them, is a set of Fowler calipers. Dude, for the
Nice.
money, they are fucking tough to beat. I recommend them to my students if they're looking to have a pair after they get out that they don't want to spend too much money on, but that are reliable. And
Yep.
I've had a chance to use the Fowler micrometers a lot at the school also. And, dude, once again, bang for the buck.
Really?
So you can't go wrong with the Fowlers. Yeah, shit, yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah, highly recommended.
Give me another set.
On top of that, we'll get a Starrett automatic center punch, and we'll do the 9/16 one because most of what we're marking out, freehand like that is going to be smaller shit. And I just like, man, automatic center punches are handy.
They sure are.
Yeah, they are.
And spend the extra money and get a Starrett, good American made
Exactly.
quality.
Yeah, yeah.
Then a Starrett center punch set.
The manual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Standard Starrett center punch set in the little can looking thing
Yep.
where you get
Wood
7
can.
different punch sizes. Covers a lot of ground, does a lot of work.
Yeah.
Let's see. Get a hurdle drill bit set. And I like to
Nice.
buy screw machine length drills. I like the shorter drills. They're a little more rigid, which is, quick tip. If you're doing what we do, I recommend buying screw machine length drills for most everything.
100%.
Agree.
And then on top of that, get you a hurdle high-speed steel center drill set. Or let's see. We call them center drill in class. What do they call them on MSC?
Yeah, it's like a pilot drill or something. It's you get a number 1 and number 2.
At the end of the day, it's a center drill.
Yeah, it's like got a little 1/4 inch.
They call it
Nib
a
on it.
combo drill and countersink. But this is a little short, stubby drill bit you can use. They're super, super fucking rigid.
Yep.
They're not going to walk. They're not going to yaw off of where you're trying to spot a hole. And they are just handy as a pocket on a shirt, especially if you're doing like a pivot hole where shit's got to be real precise.
Yeah.
On top of that, let's throw in, I don't know, $150 gift certificate to Lakeshore Carbide.
Nice.
That's kind of
Cool stuff.
gift that'll keep on giving. And I think I'm pretty close to $500 on that.
Okay.
Sounds like it.
I like
And
to
I gotta say,
add-
recommend Lakeshore Carbide. I've done a lot of business with them at this point, and for an American-owned company to be putting out that quality of carbide at the price points they hit, it's fucking righteous.
Well, and they also do stuff specifically for knife makers. It's kind of cool.
Oh, now, man, if you guys who are running CNC, if you're not running their fucking fire plug roughers, you are missing out.
Their shit's good. Really good.
Yeah.
And relatively inexpensive.
Yeah, for carbide, dude. When we're talking carbide and inexpensive, it's definitely in relative terms. But there's a couple of their products. I'm like, how the fuck are they doing it at this price point?
I want to say they're like $15 for the ones we get. Which
Yeah,
is
yeah.
cheap.
I used the fire plug on the METEC project, and I was just amazed at how much shit it ate away. All
For
water
real,
jetted,
man.
and it just was. It sounded like fucking down there, but I was like, all right, do your thing, fucking shit.
And it does its thing.
Mm-hmm. With your center punch thing, I would also recommend getting the very cheap Harbor Freight transfer punch set.
Oh, yeah.
Not really for transfer punching, but all those different sizes. You can put a little tape, little sandpaper, and get in all your nooks and crannies with your drill. That's legitimately all I use that for. Is that set
Nice. Pro
Yeah.
tip.
for? Just my own little sanding mandrel things.
Yeah, I got one of those that I've never used. Now I've got a use for it.
AKA a Sandrel.
A mandrel, yeah. Yeah, especially the fucking getting in there for the stop pin locations, all that shit.
Yeah.
What you got, Tom?
Well, I went very similar to what I sent you guys. I threw 3 of the CRKT hex bit drivers in. Joe Wu is the designer for those, and they're about $26 full retail. And I like having multiples on the table and I keep different size bits in them, right? So then I don't have to switch them out because I don't like switching stuff out. I personally have some of the custom ones from Joe just because he makes them in different materials and stuff. So I know when I look at the bench, if it's copper, it's this size. If it's brass, it's this size. If it's aluminum, it's another size, whatever,
That's clever.
Makes it very quick to just look down and grab the right one. So those are real handy, especially if you're doing folders. Joe also makes a CRKT, makes a design from Joe, and it's got, and I just sent this to Jake, my oldest son, because I made him an Alpha and he broke the clip on it right away. So I had to send him a new one. I know, Bert, you love those. Bert just sent a picture and it's like crazy.
It's like a prison shank.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you can get tetanus off of that.
Yes. It's like a cobalt that's wrapped in duct tape and who knows what else.
Blue painter's tape.
Yeah.
Same two I've had since I started making folders, and I love them.
I got another one, a brand new one. I got a brand new one here somewhere. I put it aside for you, and I don't know where I did with it, but I know you like those, and they don't make them anymore.
Keep your damn sanitizing wipes off my drivers, he said.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But Joe makes a set, and it basically comes with a driver, and it's got all the different size torques. So if you're needing to do folder maintenance or whatever, highly recommend that. I'm also going to throw a whole bunch of can't twist clamps in there. I really like the 3/4 inch ones. They're super handy, not necessarily for clamping stuff, although you can clamp like the fronts of handles. They're really good for that. I use them more as a vise for holding little parts when I need to deburr them or polish them or stuff like that. So I threw 3 of those in. They're about $25 a piece. And then for like clamping knives and whatnot, the 1-inch ones are a little better for doing the fronts and stuff. You get a little more clearance. But I'm going to throw 3 of those in. So that gives you 6, and they're so cute and they're really handy. So those are each $25 a piece. So we're at like $150, $225 now. I sent you guys both John Sally vices. These are, this is a machinist that hand makes these. Well, I say hand make. He makes them in a machine shop, but he makes them himself. And they're really cool because you can buy the little adapter and they go right in the Panavices. And if you put it in a new Panavice base, they're super rigid. And you can take it off and screw the handle on, and then you've got a little vise for buffing and whatnot also. A little hand vise. They're a little pricey though. They're about $200, but they're really nice. And the last thing that I'm going to throw in there is a Starrett hermaphrodite. Now, you can get these off of eBay if you keep your eye open. And do you guys know what a hermaphrodite is?
No clue.
Okay, so it's basically a calipers, but it's only like a Starrett like caliper, but only half of it. That's why you get the hermaphrodite. The other side is like a scribe. So these are really good. You're talking about using your calipers to lay out blades and stuff. This is what I use. I've got 2 or 3 pairs of them in the shop. I've given a few away. This is what Dozier uses to lay out his center lines, his grind. We never laid out grind lines, but when I'm doing compounds, I've got a set up and I can scribe lines, just hold it on the edge and scribe down. Really handy for doing layout type stuff. So, and it's also a tool that most makers have never heard of and never used, but once they actually see them, they're pretty handy. And like I use mine all the time.
You have a link for that?
Yeah, that's it right there. Mark just put up a link.
Yeah,
so if you buy them brand new, they're kind of pricey. Well, they're not bad. That's $85. Is that Starrett? Yeah, there you go. So that would I could buy a brand new one. But yeah, that's it right there. They are super handy for doing blade layout.
And Tom, it's just like a tight friction, or does it have?
That's it.
Okay.
Nope. I use a wrench and I get it to where I like it, and then with a little bit of pressure, I can adjust it however I want, and it stays.
Right.
That makes sense.
It's super handy. Like, you just
actually
put your finger down there on the end, and that kind of use that so it doesn't slide off the edge, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just run it down, and it is great for layout. I don't have carbide in mine because I don't really want that kind of a scratch. But with a steel tip, it's perfect, and it makes a nice line. I use Sharpie for layout instead of Dicam, but either one would work. And this makes it for laying out, a line parallel to the edge, it's really great.
Yeah. Yeah, no shit.
So
that'd work great.
Bob uses these for layout the edge. I found that a height gauge and a granite block with the carbide works better for that, in my opinion. But for laying out grind lines, these are the tits, man.
Yeah, I've never quite understood the handheld for the edge thing. I do the same thing: a height gauge, carbide tip, and I want to make sure it's square to everything.
And you can dial that in, like you just mic your blade, and then whatever thickness of edge you want, minus that out of the total, and divide it by 2, and you're right where you want. It's really quick and easy. So that would be my toolbox, because I figure most makers have most of the tools, and I kind of wanted to throw some stuff in that they might not have, and I find very useful.
Yeah, I think that's the way to do it right there.
Good picks, Tom.
Thanks. That should be right about 500 even.
Yeah.
So I did not cheat so far on the whole thing, really.
Lovely, lovely. Michael, what about you? What's your picks for the mini toolbox stuff?
I did something kind of similar to Tom, where I just picked stuff that I use a lot that I find handy, that would fit in a little toolbox. And the first thing I've got is these Grizzly Machinist squares. It's like a 5-pack, 4-pack. Anytime I'm changing the small wheel attachment or putting the table up against, do profiles or whatever, I want to ensure that it's perfectly square. So I keep one of these beside the grinder to make sure it all lines up. And it's like $25 for a set. So you can kind of scatter them around, make sure your shit's square. I don't know if you guys use those at all.
I've got squares everywhere. Love them.
I'll say. Need some confirmation on this one. Second was actually, these will not fit in the box. They used to be from Harbor Freight, but I could not find them on Harbor Freight anymore. But they're a very long set of scissors. Billy Cho found them and was like, "You guys need to try these." And they're awesome for cutting our foil wrap for
Those things
our
are
blades.
huge.
Yeah, so I found some on Amazon that I don't know if they work or not, but they're about the same size as the Harbor Freight ones I use.
Harbor Freight doesn't have those scissors anymore?
I looked on their site and I didn't see them. That didn't mean they're not just sitting in a store somewhere.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, because God, those things are the greatest thing since sliced bread as far as scissors go.
The shit, aren't they?
Dude.
Yeah, I love those things for cutting.
Disproportionate performance for price.
Uh-huh.
Huh.
So if you can get the Harbor Freight ones, get those. I cut all my foil with them. My fingers don't get caught because you're about a mile away from where you're cutting, which is pretty handy.
That's nice.
So
how do you give the blood offering?
Well, there's always going to be some blood. I mean, it could be from something you did 5 minutes ago.
Oh man.
Let's see. What else did I have here? Carbide hammer. For guys speaking of kitchen knives and stuff like that.
Game changer.
It's got a little carbide ball. I recommended the Kyle Daly one. I'm not sure if he's the first to do it or not, but he's the first I saw start doing them. But it's got a little carbide ball and then a ball peen hammer, and for straightening thin little kitchen knives after they've been heat treated. I think everyone should have one because they're cool as shit.
Yeah, I love mine. It's a game changer. It really is.
Yeah. And then that was $115. I think that was the only thing that was really very costly. I got a lot of kind of cheap stuff. My little sanding sticks. I've talked about these many times. Here's a little link I'm adding. These they come in different colors, and you can put a different grit on each one. And I just wrote on the side what grit I use. And you just rotate it. It's got a real pointy edge, and it's got a real rounded edge. So when I'm doing my little chamfers and shit like that, put them in a little vise, kind of like the little vise that Tom just sent my way. And I use these sanding sticks to get all those little chamfers, all that little bullshit that I've got to sand. I use these things. And they're awesome, and they're cheap.
Well, where do you get the belts for those?
I've got them from Rio, has different belts, different whatever. I've gotten some off Amazon, but they don't have a huge selection. But
Interesting.
They're handy as all get out for what I'm doing. There's so much bullshit I got to sand, little tiny things that I don't know, keep a ton of little belts and just sand the shit out of stuff. I think they were kind of for watchmaking type stuff. I looked for a lot of that sort of sanding shit to help with what we're doing. But, all right. And carrying on, a Noga deburring scraper tool. This was an Anzo. I think I saw he had this once. I also got this off Amazon. Sending you guys a link right now. It's it's kind of like your deburring tool, except it's got a triangle shape. You can clean up little edges, get in little holes. There's lots of little bullshit you got to pick at, tiny little areas to deburr with bad machining in tiny parts. And this thing is just handy as all shit for me. So I toss that in there too. And then what else do I have here?
Oh, and that little tri-blade's reversible.
Uh-huh.
Well, that's
really
cool. Yeah, I like that.
I think everyone should have a bench block. This is just something to sit on your bench. You'll see it in Bob T's book. It's just a round little thing that you can hammer out press fit pins. It's handy. It's handy to have right next to you. It usually sits right next to my I forgot what it was called. My little arbor press. So if I have to press something through, it's got all these little holes on it. It's just like looks like a hockey puck, but it's got weight to it. So if you got to hammer something real small on it, you could, but it's mainly for like pressing out pins or pressing through something.
Or center drilling a rod.
Yeah.
Groove in it.
It's just a handy little cheap tool that I use more often than I think I should. And then last but not least, some 1, 2, 3 blocks, a set of them. Put them on your drill press and you can stack, move without having to worry about changing the height of shit. Get closer to your little tiny drills, remove one for your reamer bits, hold them together, make fixtures with them. They're just a must-have for any maker.
I've got one on my Tapmatic too.
Yeah, I've got sets kind of all over the place and they're handy.
I've got them in both of my little mini mills to drill on.
Mm-hmm. We saw that today
great.
with all the stuff around it.
Yeah. Shh.
You can set them up for when you have to do some of your scribing on your granite plates. You need some height. You know exactly the height they're supposed to be. I don't know. Very handy pieces. So it's going to be kind of a heavy toolbox, but it's going to have some cool shit in it. And for not much money.
Good selection. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a fun idea.
Yeah, when you sent that, it automatically had me thinking of what would I put in here? What are things that I use all the time? The cant twists are an obvious. If you don't have them, you need 2 or 3. And you better be a round gang. Don't be this T-handle guy. Nobody likes a T-handle guy.
I will say they make a printed T-handle slipover, and it changes the game on those too. It makes it much more comfortable because just the way they come, I can't put much pressure on them before it starts hurting.
Yeah, the little tiny 3/4 you sent me with the printed, I guess it's printed. Actually, it looks like it's cast. Round over the T is just sweet as it can be.
I use those every day.
And it's actually bigger than the round on like my 1.5 inch.
Yeah. Super comfortable. And it's so funny because the guy's like, we don't make that. Because I asked him to send me those. He's like, we don't do that. We don't make those. That's not a product we do. And I sent him a picture. He's like, I've never seen it. We don't do it. And then that's what showed up was what I asked for.
Like, I just sent you a picture. You've seen it now.
Yeah. I'm like, there it is. And he's like, well, I've been selling these for 20 years and that's not something we make. I don't know if that was a special order or what that was. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Perfect project for a man with a printer.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Easy one, too.
And when I was talking to you the other day about having a clamp that goes over the back end of the knife over the lanyard hole.
Yeah.
I think what needs to happen is a big set of cant twists, punch out the blocks and add
Edge bolts.
2 cylinder type, blocks with holes through them.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
And that'd be perfect.
Like a 3-inch one
Mm-hmm.
or 2, even 2.
Because I haven't done a lot of fixed blade, but that point always pisses me off.
Yeah. You got to, I found that I've got to keep a set of like channel locks next to the press when I'm gluing up to squeeze that always. So yeah, this was a fun one.
Excellent stuff. We've talked a couple times about tooltip things, right? But I think it's a nice context for it in this mini toolbox thing.
Oh, yeah. And we got in such a deep tool holding, whatever fixtures and whatever talk that someday I think we do need to have like just a holding parts talk.
Yep, probably so. That'd be a good shorter episode. I mean, it could turn into a longer episode like this one. Because that's what we do.
Mm-hmm.
There are not many things that are actually the short episode, as evidenced by episode 125.
I mean, it is Christmas.
It is Christmas.
Right.
We want
We're
to give a
being
little bit
giving.
more.
This is the Christmas bonus.
A little extra.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys got anything else before we wrap?
No.
I don't think so.
Tom, go ahead and say it, because you always like to say it.
What do I like to say?
Tom loves to say, it's a wrap.
Merry Christmas, damn it.
All right. Well, hey, high five to Michael for writing up the 'Twas the Night Before Knifesmiths, and another high five to Sean for giving us the read. It was very slick.
Oh, yeah.
A perpetual high five to our Patreon supporters. Go to patreon.com, search Mark of the Maker, and you could help support the show. We appreciate y'all. And our friends at Giant Mouse, Paladin 33, and Arizona Custom Knives. So thanks everybody for your support. We got a bunch of things coming up in season 8 of the show. I got to start planning my retirement.
Yeah. Ooh, will they jump the shark? We don't know.
That's right. We might blow it and wreck it in season 8.
Yeah.
But the
Like,
only
we
way...
had to do that at season 1.
Yeah. We were sure it was not going to work out in 2 or 3 episodes, but here we are, 125 of them in the game. So thanks everybody for listening. Listen for some more good stuff in season 8. We got mics with a bunch of people right now. We just got to get their attention and get them on with us. And we promise to bring you some more. I don't know. Maybe it's more of the same old shit, but more interviews, more picks episodes, more topicals.
More history.
More knives.
More history. We got to talk more history. But yes, that's exactly right, Sean. More knives at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for listening, and we'll talk to you in season 8.
Yep. Merry Knifemas.
Merry Christmas.
Cue the music.
And God bless us, everyone.
Each and every one.
To learn more about our makers, you can find Tom Crine on the web at crineknives.net, in his Facebook group, Crine Knives, or in his Instagram account, at Crine Knives. For Michael Birch, check birchtreeblades.com, Facebook group Birch Tree Blade Works, or Michael's Instagram at birchtreeblades. For myself and the Raygun Bead Project, we're on the web at raygundivision.com. We have a Facebook group called Raygun Division, or my personal Instagram @msteiner. For those interested in photos, references from the show, or some discussion about the show itself, you can find us on the web at markofthemaker.com, in a Facebook group called Mark of the Maker, or on our Instagram @markofthemaker. Last but not least, the ultra cool and haunting background music we use for the show is a piece called Noir Guitar by Stevie's Amp Shack, found at the Free Music Archive and licensed under Creative Commons CC BY 4.0. Thanks for listening.